Good morning, Sonic. How you doing today? As you
Man,
can
you
see,
got the
I'm hanging out
background?
with
Yeah.
my buddy Sonic. I met him while you were in Alaska, dude. He's a great guy. He's
Did he pump the price while I was gone?
Yeah, no, he did not. I think he did. Did you leave before or after it pumped really big and made me depressed?
Well, there's been some people can't decide if it's that I left and it pumped or did it go down because I was gone, because it did both while I was gone. So
I think what happened was it pumped when you left, but then it realized that you were going to be coming back and it got depressed again.
welcome back, Drac. How was Alaska? It was good. It was good. Like I said, I got some people gambling out there. Made a little money, you know what I mean? Was just trying to spread the gospel of degenerate gambling and Sonic. So yeah, these guys are really looking forward to Sonic coming out now.
Now,
You know,
wait a second. You flew all the way to Alaska to gamble, dude. Who were
no,
you
not
converting
really.
up there? The polar bear or the salmon?
Yeah, dial up internet and just said, hey, like made like a really light trading client so you can run it off your dial up internet. And
Okay.
yeah, everybody was pretty stoked. But no, I mean, for real, it was good. I kind of did it intentionally to, sort of force myself to be away from the screens a little bit.
Mm.
So yeah, no, it was awesome though. Thanks for asking. I'm glad to be back though. It's like you can only get away from Web3 for so long before you start getting the itch to
Yeah.
be staring at a screen all day.
Before you start inching towards liquidation.
That's
Before your
right.
Senko pet needs Bunzempic.
Yeah, my Senko pet died on my trip, and that was very unfortunate. But luckily, I had some Bunzempic. We're back, tip top shape, lots of fruit.
Hell
So
yeah,
yeah,
brother.
yeah, the farm is thriving. That's a little DMT Senko insider chat there. If you
Yeah.
follow me,
Yeah, if you don't know, don't worry about it. But if you do know, you know.
if you
So,
do know, you know.
yeah, I
Um,
think Pusher T invented that phrase.
I saw you were even working over Labor Day.
Uh oh, just a little bit. Just a tad. Just a little tad, dude. I had you got to be working on Labor Day. Um the socialists are all offline so you can finally get things done, you know what I'm saying, brother?
Yeah, that's right. I was pretty impressed with the work ethic
Yeah,
coming from.
taking a shower.
Yeah, man, just grinding in the shower.
Oh yeah, dude. This is inspired by a post by the great one. You know who that is?
Who's that?
LeBron himself, brother. Are we going to yell sell? I will never yell sell. The only word I know is buy. I don't even know what that means.
Yeah,
MBK,
yeah. Get
AB.
like the little buttons, the smash, and I mean, that would fall in line with. Do you guys remember a long time ago where we were talking about how that guy like trashed the show because we didn't have a studio? So
Oh
we're gonna
yeah.
get the studio with like just a big podium with the button, smash the button, all that stuff. It's all coming.
Hell yeah. Dude, it is humming. I'm gonna have a more official studio set up here soon. I don't know, not maybe not really. It seems like a pain in the ass to set up a studio, dude.
Well, like I said, it wasn't gonna be a huge deal. We would fly you to Atlanta once a week, and then I would fly down to Jacksonville once a week, and then we would have identical sets built in each city. And
Yeah, just keep it fair.
yeah. So we got the Teamsters lined up. I think it'll be pretty, once that Sonic money starts rolling in, we'll be ready to go.
I'm thinking of actually moving up to Tennessee. I'll be kind of closer to you, Dracula,
Oh shit.
to Atlanta. So we could
Chattanooga?
yeah, no, I wish not that close. Nashville, Chattanooga is nice.
Hey, that's still
Well,
pretty close to that. Yeah, it's like 3.5, 4 hours. And yeah, Yeah, I just
Yeah.
figure while we're live on the air and thousands of people watch this every week that we should just dox your new location. So,
Oh yeah. I mean, I'll give you the zip code, the street address when I got it live on air because this is the only time we talk. Um, laziest guy ever. We back, or is it still Jover? Look, it's Jover for Joe. You know what I'm saying? I haven't seen that guy in weeks. I wonder what he's been up to. I don't know. Are we back, Dracula? Dracula,
I
let's
think
pull up the numbers. We back or what?
I think I don't hate the chart, honestly. I would have rather the pump continued, but I don't hate it. You know why? Because for things to for me to like this move, I actually preferred that it kind of bounced off at least once.
Mhm.
I feel like
Because you were
that's
on vacation and you need to buy in.
yeah. So I needed to go back lower so that I could get my position set up, and it did.
Uh-huh.
But what I like here is that we bounced off, and this line, it's a volatility weighted moving average. It's all holding right here. It's all according to plan. It's looking good to me.
Mm.
Um, of course, as I always say, anything could happen. We could have another war, another black swan. Who knows what could happen in the next few days. But I
Yeah.
like the chart right now. I do. Because look, we made it through here. We bounced around a little bit. We came up. We're holding the range right now. We discussed this before that it was sort of like this is honestly what summer is kind of supposed to look like, right? We were just having kind of an unusual march up there.
Mhm.
With the situation, I mean, I can't say it all has to do with the election, but I think a lot of it did have to do with how the election was looking at the time. But yeah, I mean, I think that this is like a healthy move. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think that we hold this, we keep moving up. Something else I like is the old alligator here. Now we're under the alligator right now, but
That's where you don't want to be under the alligator, brother.
you don't really want to be. But what I like here is you see all three of these lines are just kind of
Mhm.
flat. To me, that says a wind up, right? So
Mhm.
before I left, we were kind of like in this zone, and I was kind of saying the same thing, which was sort of like, hey, we're looking at a wind up now. Let's hope that the wind up means we're gonna blast up. But the way we're holding this here, this makes me feel like we're in a good situation to go up when we get some volatility. So I like it, honestly. So yeah, like I said, I missed us going up to a little over 50 again. Came back. It was just literally it's like I left around here, missed all this, and now it's like pretty much just right where it was before I left.
Yeah.
Um but yeah, no, I mean I don't think the chart looks too bad. You know,
I think it
things
looks
are
pretty good. I think it looks pretty good, Drake. So I didn't mean to cut you off, but also I really want to know, could you throw on the full moon and the new moons on this?
I do think there's actually some kind of moon indicator here. Let me look real
Yeah,
quick.
I think there is. I think September 3rd today, the new moon, according to Milady Marin, we should be
Oh,
bottoming
Marin,
here,
wow.
and it should be popping off. But I mean, look at that previous full moon, though. Look at that. Looking at that previous full moon, it didn't do much for us.
Yeah,
So
there wasn't much happening there. This
Mhm.
ended up looking kind of right. I can't believe this is on Trading View, honestly. This isn't even like something that somebody made. This is straight up like a Trading View indicator.
Oh yeah, people love to use it, dude. All right, now we got to throw on the astrological signs. What house is the moon passing into? Because that will inform us on whether or not I don't know, the love language of Phantom is touch or what. I don't know. I'm just rambling now.
Planetary channel lines.
The planetary, yeah, we got to see the
What
ley
in the
lines now.
world? What does this look like? Oh, it can't even load it. It's just so
It's too powerful for you, dude. You're
too
not a power enough
powerful, man.
wizard to see that kind of information.
Yeah, we're not ready for it.
The A cat. It's a test you take. All right. So we're kind of like we had some nice positive, strong momentum here. I mean, we're getting closer to Sonic. I'm starting to think news doesn't matter at all because things have been so positive. Well, I guess I don't know. I guess Vitalik decided just to like poop in the milk, dude. Started to poop on the party. Really?
Yeah. And we were kind of following this, and this ties into, one of the things in the title was Andre is back. Um, we were kind of covering this a week or two ago, just about, how it's kind of started with some guys from the Ethereum Foundation, poo-pooing on DeFi a little bit. Which to me irritates me. Because like I said, it's like a lot of these people from like the first, second run that are still around, they already got the bag. And when I say bag, I don't mean billions. These guys have, or I mean, I don't mean
Trillions.
millions. I don't mean millions. These guys have billions. When I say got the bag, all of a sudden everybody's like, Web3 has got to be used to, streamline saving democracy or something instead. Yeah, exactly. Fallout Zone. He says millionaires telling us to not think about the money.
Yeah. It's crazy because when Vitalik got his hands on those millions, he stopped thinking, oh, DeFi is a good thing. I could just rely on my big hedge funds that now want to suck me off.
Yeah, and I
For a
mean, just to,
million, they want my trading fees. So now they'll service me very well.
yeah, and I mean, just to, a quick recap, it was that someone, like I said, someone from the foundation basically just said, we got to think bigger than DeFi. DeFi isn't it for crypto. That pissed a lot of people off. Already some kind of like bigger money DeFi guys before this had even happened, just kind of complaining that, Ethereum doesn't seem to like the Ethereum Foundation doesn't really want to like support builders that are doing DeFi stuff, even though it's the literal lifeblood of it. And then the cherry on top is after everyone's already kind of aggravated these last couple of weeks. And the Ethereum Foundation is fast to say that DeFi sucks when they sell every single local top and dump on us. So that's kind of funny too. But he comes out and, this is in response to somebody talking about the frustrations with the EF and their stance on DeFi lately. So Vitalik, which play the sample. I want to make sure I'm saying it right here.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I loaded this up, and we should have been saying this every time you said his name. So
Vitalik Buterin.
Vitalik. We were talking about this before the show about which way to say it, because I've said it one way like forever, even before I've ever heard anyone say his name.
Yeah, so this is how we're supposed to say it.
Vitalik Buterin.
Okay, very nice.
The yield comes from borrowers, trading fees, etc. This is his critique of that. Right. So this worries me because it feels like an Ouroboros. The value of tokens is that you can use them to earn yield, which is paid for by people trading crypto tokens. And I don't know what this says after that. It says show more, but maybe he explains it a little bit better here. Oh God, that's a lot of words. It's a lot of words.
Vitalik Buterin.
So even if the answer is something clear like people getting 8% APR in USD are paid by people paying 8% APR to leverage ETH at 2x, it still means the ongoing existence of the DeFi market is downstream of the existence of the ETH market, which means that while DeFi may be great, it's fundamentally capped and can't be the thing that brings crypto to another 10, 100x adoption burst. Hence why I would love to see a story for where the yield is coming from, or could come from, that's rooted in something external. I've heard plausible candidates. Example, that there's fundamental structural reasons why crypto is durably more efficient at doing international currency trade. I would love to hear more, though. So,
well, I think that, once he kind of goes into it a little more, it's like, all right, I don't think he meant to, incite or, he's not trolling. He's not trying to like incite anything. But also what he's explaining here is basically finance in general. So that also set some people off. That kind of set people off as well, being like, do you not know how finance works? So I think at the end of the day, though, what you're looking at is, I think that, like I said, these guys got the bag. They're frustrated that there's not like some higher power, bigger meaning. But at the end of the day, I mean, crypto is finance. It always has been. It's, what was Bitcoin started for? So I understand that even in its origins, Ethereum always kind of had this like, this is going to be like what connects everything to Web3 or, whatever. It's not just a financial system. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, you also have to be like, this is what Ethereum is right now. Right.
So I got a little theory here is that, like you're saying, he's kind of made it, right? So when you make it, your priorities change because it's no longer about, I mean, everyone wants to accumulate more, but it becomes less about accumulating and more about protecting what you got, right? And I think what he's doing here by trying to like say that, yeah, so this is how most finance works, right? Like, so yeah, you're getting 8% APR on like an investment you made. It's being paid by, or like you loan out 8% and you're getting 8% on it, right? You're getting paid that 8% by people borrowing, right? And
Yeah.
all that kind of just trace back into this big money cycle with the Fed being like the originator of the funds or the treasury, right? Um, so he's wanting to make this distinction to try and be like, actually, that's not, we shouldn't be doing that because he doesn't want that government oversight coming in and saying, alternative money supply, we don't like that. We're going to have to seize your funds, Vitaly. Particularly after, I think I said this on one of my streams on one of the Corval casts, is that, he just like, this was right after the Telegram guy got busted, right?
Mhm.
Tornado Cash got busted. So they're already arresting people for technology that they've created that, people are doing things with. So he's trying to like build that case like, well, like I built it. I didn't necessarily want it to be used for this. I'm sorry that it's being used for this. You should let me keep my money.
And maybe, maybe I think I would maybe have more respect for it coming from that angle of like, yeah, he's actually just protecting his back.
Yeah.
He's like, please don't arrest me for creating this, monetary system. But I wanted to go to his feed real fast because I did notice this is kind of funny. So if you go through his feed, and I won't go through all of it because, he posts a lot.
Mhm.
After this comment, his feed has been nothing but like DeFi stuff. So I feel like he's trying to he's kind of like, oh shit, okay. Um, this comment was kind of funny. He was showing like what Ethereum Foundation spending goes to. He says no WEF insect protein research here. Because before he was even kind of like trashing DeFi, people were giving him a hard time because he kind of was starting to get a little political.
Mhm.
And in general, crypto Twitter tends to be a little more on the right side of things.
Yeah.
Understandably so in some cases. And so I thought it was kind of funny that, he was getting some shit also for, he was kind of going into a little bit of his liberal leaning stuff. So he made a point to say, look, all this money is going to like technology and DeFi. We're not funding insect protein research. But yeah, it's like if you kind of go back up through his feed ever since this comment, it's all, he had a thing about airdrops and he had an article and
Mhm.
I think he's like backtracking just a little bit,
Yeah. I think he's backtracking a little bit, or maybe he's just trying to clarify because he was getting a lot of, hate. Uh, now well, I'll save that for later, actually. Forget it. I'll save I have more things to say about Vitalik, but I'll save that for a later date. I've got to do more research.
Well,
Um,
I think the main reason I wanted to show this was
mhm.
because there is a man and he understands what we're here for.
Yeah, he understands DeFi, and it
There's
took
a
it.
guy that wants us to win in DeFi.
Yeah, and he's probably the only one brave enough and strong enough to stand up to
Phthalic butyrin.
So I think it was probably, I mean, I'm making an assumption here, but it feels like Andre reemerged with a Medium article called Why DeFi. And I'm imagining it has to, be in response to some of this stuff that's been going on with the EF. Because he's been gone a while. Let's see real fast. I mean, when was Andre's last tweet? I mean, he retweets a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? But when, like, we got this, I mean, you go through his feed. I mean, it's all retweets, but his last real tweet, I mean, we're talking, I don't know, March, April or something. So boom, Andre's back. Why DeFi? It's a good read. Good morning, Mr. Clean. What's up? Hey, Mr. Clean, I saw your comment about wanting to use that intro music, and yeah, I own that. So you are welcome to do what you want with that. If you shoot me a message, I'll get you a sample of it. Yeah, why DeFi? I don't know if we'll go through the entire thing. He's just kind of painting some examples, but the biggest takeaway for me is that what he's saying is that, DeFi is important because it like levels the playing field, right?
Mm-hmm.
And here is the list, he says, of these are the 7 biggest industries in the world. And what's interesting about it is that most of these industries, the average person doesn't have access to, dabbling in it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what he's saying is that, DeFi in its current state is still a baby, but that as we move further down the road, we'll get all 7 of these industries on chain, accessible, transparent, and open to everyone, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think, Andre's stance is more like, I feel like his stance compared to like, Vitalik is more like, I think Vitalik's more like, DeFi, we've been there, we've done that, it's not enough. Andre's more like, we're still just in the beginning and it's going to be everything.
Mm.
And I tend to agree with that.
Yeah, I see exactly. I agree. We like to say we're early. We're so early, right? In the more speculative, like, oh, you can make a lot of upside still. I mean, that's still partially true. But I think people kind of conflate that with like extreme returns early on, kind of early. But you're still early in the term of like it takes years also for things to accrue a lot of real value. I think is kind of what he's getting at, right?
Yeah.
Like that's his point here with like bastardizations of it, fake incentives, bloated yield, unsustainable income, these kind of like deceptive value traps. But I think there's a beautiful sentiment he ends it on. All humanitarian efforts happen when we as a collective have enough to share, and enough to share can only happen with DeFi. Beautiful, Andre. Beautiful. Did you see his reply to this post?
Yeah, I did.
He loves Sailor Moon. I didn't know that.
I've seen him post this like probably 5 times over the years, so I guess he must be a big Sailor Moon
used
fan.
to it.
Yeah. So my job here is done, but you didn't do anything, and then he's gone.
So in this case, Andre is Tuxedo Man. I think is that character's name.
Tuxedo Mask.
Tuxedo Mask. Okay.
Because he's wearing a tuxedo with a cape and has a mask.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
And her name is Sailor Moon because she wears a sailor outfit, and I guess she's like the moon or something.
I think so. So
okay.
We need to. Yeah, I was about to say what I was about to say probably would have gotten us arrested. I was going to say, I guess if you're like a 13-year-old girl, let us know, but please do not reach out to us. actually do not reach out to us.
Yeah, I don't think any 13-year-old girls actually even want. Sailor Moon is old.
It is pretty old, yeah. So
if you're an old spinster weeaboo, let us know.
That's a better request.
Yeah. I didn't know Andre was such a big fan. Do you think he actually watches anime, or he's just co-opting the culture?
I'm not sure. I've seen you guys have a little exchange here and there about some anime. So
I asked him what his favorite was. He didn't respond though. He didn't want to reveal.
I think we should have, if we ever get Andre on, we should not even talk about Fantom or Sonic. We'll just talk about anime.
I've always wanted to do that. He seems so stressed out. I wanted to just give him a space to just chill. We could just talk about his special interests. We talk about Factorio. I'm sure he plays it.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I think like I said, I think it was like a well-timed post. He doesn't come out and say like, hey, these guys are dicks, but I feel like the timing is pretty telling. And it's just telling that, they've said from the start that, Sonic's focus is going to be DeFi, right? I mean, of course they want to hit anything they can in terms of verticals, gaming, RWA, whatever. But DeFi is going to be like the main focus, right? So while I was gone, they did launch another Road to Sonic Galaxy Quest to get another Sonic shard. They've added Polter Finance, Degen Express, and Beethoven to some of the missions, which I think SFTMX has pretty much been on every single little quest, which is fine because I've just had SFTMX sitting in my wallet, so I always just get that right away.
I was trying to complete some of these quests the other day, and I can't do it with a Rabby wallet. I think I have to do MetaMask.
Yeah, I had to do that as well. Which don't yell at Sonic Labs. I've seen that. I've seen people being mad at them. It's a Galaxy thing, obviously.
Yeah. Yell at Galaxy.
Yeah, I had to do the same. I had to switch over to a different browser and use MetaMask to get it done. But
I need my shards, buddy. I need those shards.
Which I've noticed on Paint Swap, there are people very low price, people buying and selling the shards. So if you just want to go buy all three, you can do that for probably like 30, 40 fancies. There's some alpha for you.
Okay. Dude, you should have told me that off air, dude. Now I got to compete with the laziest guy ever, Mr. Clean.
The floor is going to be up by the time you get there after the stream. So
God help me, Mr. Got Plenty finds out, dude. We'd love to see him discuss how well some solidly forks have been doing. He put out a post, but I'd like to hear a convo about it. Yeah, that would be kind of interesting. How does he like seeing his baby out there in the wild?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen him discuss, I don't think he's ever named names, but he's been like, hey, 2 or 3 of the biggest exchanges are basically solidly forks now. I would be curious to know how he feels of like how it's evolved. Really, if you look at like the core solidly model and the forks, I feel like I would think he's happy with it, considering that the only things that really get tweaked are like settings for the mechanisms that are already there, right? Like the things that get tweaked are people experiment with the rebase stuff. Like for instance, Equalizer doesn't have a weekly rebase. I want to say someone like Ramses, I think, does 10%. Then you have people that tried 50%. And, I feel like the main mechanisms of solidly have held strong, right?
Yeah.
The voting, the bribing, obviously with solidly, you had the issues with it being completely decentralized, with the owners having no control over like if people were going to like game it or do whatever. So I think that was a good addition that the protocols moved to like a whitelisting projects. But yeah, I mean, at the core of it, the foundation of solidly it still stands, right? I mean, yeah, I mean, I agree with that. It was like, solidly was a little broken. But the theory, the game theory behind it, everything else, the flywheel, I mean, it is solid. So
that's so true, dude.
so true. So yeah, we got round 3 of the Road to Sonic. So check that out. There was one other thing I wanted to touch on, which was, and I was telling you earlier, it was like it tends to crash my browser, so I'm not gonna like leave it up too long.
Oh yeah.
But meme season round 2 is about to end.
Dude,
2 days.
Still dominating. Yeah,
Hoop's still way on it. We haven't pulled this up in a while. I think season 2 was like a little long. It kind of like came in with a bang, and then it was just such a long season, right? I mean, what was the first one? The first one was like 3 or 4 weeks. This one, shit, it was.
I feel like we wouldn't let this one just slip under the radar. Now that I think about it, I mean, we got Fiery on here. We haven't talked about Fiery Dev at all. He's an important guy.
Yeah, I was on a Spaces with some of those guys, and that was cool. But yeah, I would have loved to. Maybe one day we'll get Fiery on here. That would be cool.
He's a fiery guy.
Says happy holder of 4 in the top 6. We'll be putting that SFTMX to good work. And to me, that's still what it's all about, right? You know, I think that it's lost a little steam, maybe. Just like I said, I don't know if it's too long or it's just, summer market really kicked in and just kind of, everybody's just kind of on vacation.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's still where the real buzz comes from, right? I mean, do you remember when all that SFTMX dropped?
Oh yeah.
And then it was like everybody's buying stuff, everything's moving. So I think we'll see that again. I don't know exactly what the plan is in terms of timing. I would like to think maybe they at least do one more season before we're on Sonic. I guess maybe they could maybe even squeeze in 2 seasons. I guess it just depends on how long they make it. Somebody had a kind of interesting idea where they were saying what they should do is just blast out the remaining seasons before Sonic, like make the seasons like 2-3 weeks each and just blast it out.
I wonder if will they still be competitive? They're so short though. It doesn't give you a lot of time to move up and down the charts, does it?
That's true. So there's a downside to it, but it could be interesting if you just had those stimmies paying out every 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah. What they could do is they should add events like the Olympics. They should make them longer and add events throughout. So you have opportunities to score additional like side points. You know what I'm saying? Like which community can raid the GMSONIC stream the most? That sort of thing.
Yeah. So 2 days left on that, and then I guess it'll be like the first time where they, I think those sweet coins will drop within a week or so after. So
badass. We're almost there, Phyllis. Get ready.
I'm looking forward to that for sure. So I'm pretty comfy this round, I think.
Awesome. Dracula's played his cards. He's picked his favorites. He's probably got controlling shares of all top 8.
Yeah, I'm controlling this entire chart right now.
Yeah.
So
it seems like a meme competition, but it's really just a marionette show puppeteered by Dracula himself.
And this is a good comment. Now this is something to remember, and this is a good I do hope they do season 3 just to see what happens with this.
Mm-hmm.
There was a rule that I don't think they've changed it, where the rule was that you can only be like a winning team 2 rounds in a row, and then you have to sit a round out, and then you can come back.
Yeah.
So what we're looking at is if we do have season 3 right away, you're looking at 3 of the top, projects not being able to earn rewards in the 3rd round, which I think would actually make it, if they shortened it up a little in season 3 and you had this kind of like extra competitive thing going on, that could be interesting.
Hell yeah. I'm excited to see how that shakes out.
Yeah,
some really exciting memes.
Yeah, because based on the rule, THC, Sonic Goat, and Hoops will not be eligible for rewards in round 3.
Right on. Very cool. Well, awesome, dude. We got anything else for the show today? We hit 11 here, and I got a jet soon to be.
Yeah, no, we're that was the last topic there. We did it.
All right, gang. Be sure to get your meme coins now as the season wraps up. Pick your favorites. Get your SFTMX. SFTMX. Okay.
I know it is kind of hard to swing it out there for some reason. SFTMX. I practice it in my spare time.
Badass. Very badass. Imagine you sitting there in front of a mirror saying it over and over again.
SFTMX, SFT. Yeah, you see, you can't even do it twice. But yeah, glad to be back. Glad to get back in the swing of things. I'm getting caught up on messages and stuff still, but hit me up if you need to chat about anything. We'll be back on Friday, and Also, yeah, I mean, looking at meme season again, just a reminder, if anybody wants to come on the show and talk about the project or whatever, I do think we're going to we've been trying to line it up forever. We got blockchain ecologist.
Oh yeah.
He is coming soon. It's just the Australian thing with our Eastern Standard Time is like literally the challenge level impossible for scheduling.
Yeah,
It's a tough one.
tough thing. It's a tough thing to line up, but we'll get it, and you will not regret it.
You will not. So yeah, we're streaming OX Sonic Talk, YouTube GM_Sonic, and anywhere you get podcasts. And we will see you guys later this week.
Adios, everybody.
We're back.
Welcome back.